So I hope we can all agree that stretching sucks. And it's very difficult when you have balance issues and strength issues. And those are two things that I have, because I have type of motor neuron disease, which causes balance, weakness, spasticity, all the fun stuff. And so this video is going to show the tools, tips, and tricks that I've found to make stretching the most efficient and also just the most enjoyable. So to start, we're going to start off with the legs. I'll be putting timestamps in the description below of all the different muscle groups. So for legs, I have stretches broken up into two categories, standing and sitting. We're going to start off with standing, and for those I use a slant board. And if you don't have access to a slant board, a staircase works just as well. For the first slant board stretch, I put one foot towards the bottom of the board and I put the majority of my weight on that foot. I hold on to something for balance. For the second stretch, I put both feet onto the board and I continue to hold on for balance. Here's a photo of me doing it on the stairs. You can see I'm holding onto the railing. For the third stretch, I take a step back from the board, put one foot towards the top of the slant board, and I continue to hold on. This one's great for the hamstrings. So now we're moving into the seated stretches. I have found stretching while sitting to be very frustrating because I don't have a very strong tibialis muscle, and so I'm not able to pull my toe back towards me to get a good calf stretch. So there are two different stretching aids I've found to be the most helpful for seated stretches, and those are, I think they're called stretch straps. I'll put a correction if that's not the name of it. There's two different styles, and in the next few clips I'll be demonstrating how both styles work. The first stretching strap is basically just a nylon strap with loops on it. This one's cut in half for some reason, but you can also use random household objects like a towel or a belt. I just find these ones to be easier to hold on to because you don't have to use your full grip. The second one has a full foot feature. You're able to wrap an elastic strap around your ankle. And then the rope on this one pulls your entire foot so you can get your toes a better stretch than the other one sometimes. As you can see, just pull it towards you and it pulls your foot up at the same time. Now, if you're not able to do the standing stretches, but you also struggle with the stretching straps because of grip strength, have no fear. A great passive stretch I've found is just to sit with my legs fully extended in my night splints. That's been a great way for me to get a calf and hamstring stretch while sitting or laying down. And so if you're not able to pull the strap back towards you, no worries. There's ways to do this and still get a great stretch. This night splint has 3 different Velcro straps that can be adjusted to fit most leg sizes. When the brace is strapped up, you can see that it keeps my ankle at a 90-degree angle. Now we're going to move into splinting. I just talked about the night splints. They are a great stretching aid if you're not able to stand or pull a strap towards you. But they're also great for nighttime because they hold your toes up. Do I wear these all the time? Heck no. I have an appreciation for sleeping as I am, but if there are days where I am stiffer than others, I do like to wear the night splints, and it is easier for me to walk in the morning. So that's something you can do if you're having a lot of difficulties walking or just functioning in the mornings leg-wise. I live in the US, so getting night splints can cost hundreds of dollars, and then they might not even be comfortable. That's been my experience, at least. I've gotten some really crappy custom night splints, and so a few years back, a rehab medicine doctor of mine recommended some just generic night splints off of Amazon, and I found those to be great because they're about $35 a pop, and you You can get replaceable padding, and they're really easy to just put on and take off. Sometimes I need help. That's okay. The other aspect of soft tissue care in legs is massage. And so soft tissue work, like just manual muscle work, works great for me. It helps decrease my tone. However, it can get a little spendy, and I don't always want to have to go somewhere or be reliant on other people to have soft tissue work done. And so one of my physical therapists, she recommended the Pure Wave, and it is a just home massager designed by physical therapists. And it's kind of cool because it does like a percussion setting. So that's what I use. And basically I turn it on. You can like see it moving back and forth. But I turn it up all the way, and then I just blast my calves, my feet, and my hamstrings, and it really decreases my spasticity. My occupational therapist told me about that tip because she did it with children with cerebral palsy, and it helped their spasticity. So I'll put a few paper titles up here about vibration and spasticity. It's kind of interesting. So that is all for the legs. Let's move on to the arms. One thing I haven't brought up yet on my channel is my shoulder weakness. And so I have bilateral partial shoulder contractures. Basically, my shoulders are so weak that I'm not able to like lift my arms up all the way. This is as high as they're getting right now. My right one is worse than my left because the way mine progresses, it goes right to left. So started my right leg, then left leg, right arm, left arm. Now I got the bulbar and the breathing problems. It's a lot, okay? But the shoulders are a pain in the butt because I'm not able to like reach my head, and I have found ways to accommodate the bathing and like self-care where I'm able to do all of my like showering, lotion, face wash, all of that. Let me know if you want to see a video on that. I think I'm gonna make it. I lived on my own for 4 years with these shoulders, and so in that time I learned a lot of tips and tricks for how to navigate around the lack of mobility that I have. Like, yeah, this is literally it. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so there are a few things that I do for these shoulders to make them a little better. First and foremost, there is stretching. Basically, when I do stretch my arms on my own, I do it on the floor because then you have gravity helping you to pull your arms back and out, and it's most time efficient. You can also do it in bed too, so if you're not able to get yourself down and up off the floor, you can do it in bed too. So to initially get my arms up, I usually bring them inward, and then I'm able to get them over my head. That's usually the hardest part. Once I'm able to get my hands under my head, I stretch that out a bit, and then I'm able to get my hands over my head. So I do all of these for about like a minute straight. I'm just going fast for this. So this is the goalpost. Eventually you want to be able to touch your hands above your head with this one. And then finally we have the uppercase T. So now that you've seen my floor stretch sequence, I will now show you, I think I'm going to put a picture of the pulley system thing. Basically it's a rope on a pulley, so you can pull one arm down, and as you pull down, you lift up the other arm, and that can help increase range of motion. And then the other thing that I do that really helps is I have a massage therapist come and help me break up all of the fascia and really just to try to loosen up my scapula because they're pretty much pasted to my rib cage. So that helps a lot, but it doesn't last forever. Last piece of stretching soft tissue work is hands. So I showed you guys my e-stim video, which is very helpful. However, there is some soft tissue work that I do to complement the e-stim and the exercises and everything. So for stretches, I like to do table stretches at home because they are just the easiest way to get a good stretch on my hands is with a table. And so I will have a few of those stretches now. The first stretch I like to call the two-hand table stretch. Placing both hands on the table, I try to make 90-degree angles between the backs of my hands and my forearms. For the second stretch, remove one hand from the table and place it over the fingers of the remaining hand. I like to call this stretch the single hand assist. For the final and the most difficult stretch, I turn one hand so my fingers are facing my thigh and put my hand down on the table. With the other hand, I hold down my fingers. I like to call this stretch traumatic twister. On top of the table stretches, I go to occupational therapy once or twice a week where I get soft tissue work done. We're scraping, gua sha, hot stones to really loosen up the muscles. And then I also do a lot of fine motor work. I've found if you're having issues loosening things up, that heat in conjunction with stretches for all muscle groups is very helpful. We use wet heat at the OT, but I have a thermophore heat pad that I use to heat up different body parts if I'm having tightness or spasticity issues. So I currently only have one splint for my hands, and that is for my right hand because it is tighter and I'm right hand dominant. It looks like this. Basically, it's two straps, one that holds my thumb and then another one that holds my fingers, and so it just keeps me out of a fist at night. I am potentially getting some new splints because my wrists are starting to go like this when I'm resting. So we're trying to keep my wrist from contracting like my shoulder. So I'll put a picture of what we're doing there. But yeah, pretty sure this was all of the splinting and stretching and massage stuff I wanted to talk about. I'll put up new videos if I think of anything else. Hope y'all are having a good one. Bye!